Thank you everybody for coming to this online community forum. Very excited about this for my campaign. This is something that has not happened, especially at the local level, to really actively engage the community using different forms of media. And I think it's important. We have so many different tools at our disposal right now that to create that accessibility for our of our elected officials, we have to use it and utilize it. So I'm hoping that this is something that can continue on past just this, maybe a quarterly online community forum, so that people can actually engage their politicians and their elected officials. And so I'm happy to bring something like this to the forefront, and hopefully our other elected officials can take note of it and start using this type of medium. So thank you. It's an honor to have you all here today to actively engage me. And I appreciate that, and that's what my campaign has really been all about, is getting out and meeting people of Madera and hearing their concerns. And there's a lot of them out there. A lot of people don't feel they have a voice. They have a vote and that's it. And I'm here to say that I want to be accessible now and afterward too. And this is just a way to reach more and more people. So thank you for joining me here. We're at Full of Bull here in Madera, and I realize the obvious pun that can go with that in terms of the whole political process of Full of Bull, and I hope this may go viral with Brett Frittler, our local politician, is full of bull. But we're here to show the small business and that aspect of it. And Steve and Diane Huerta, thank you very much for having me here.
Madera Youth, you mentioned that a few minutes ago. What do you think? What's your opinion about the youth of Madera? What's going on? Do you have a lot of problems with them? Gangs? What do you think? What should we do?
The question was about the youth of Madera and what we should do with them. And for me, obviously, the youth is extremely important. I have two kids that are about to be going through the school system here, and the youth has been a focal point of my campaign and when I'm in this council. I think the number one thing facing, or number one question facing for the youth right now is to make sure we get a good superintendent of schools to come in. We're going to be hiring a new one, and I think as a councilman it's going to be crucial for me to work with the school board in that decision process, because it's a decision that's going to affect the entire community, and making sure that our schools are going in a good direction, creating the programs for kids to give them other opportunities other than tagging culture or gang lifestyle. We've done a lot with the John Wells Youth Center. They have a great center to go there, and now it's making sure that we continue to have the programs there that keep the kids coming in. But it's important to give them pride in Madera. And growing up here, I heard a lot all the time, there's nothing to do here, there's nothing to do here. And so what do? You turn to the negative things. And so we want to have positive things for our children to be able to do, and we have a good start right now with that.
First online question. The online viewer is asking, in the past, it has been known that past council members have voted against big businesses coming in, knowing that they could provide jobs and money into Madera. I only ask because past council members seem to like the small town mentality. Madera should be a town that is green and growing instead of mainly the small town feel.
We have a population now of roughly 60,000. We want to keep our small town feel, but we still have to provide the amenities and services and needs of a town of 60,000 people. Me personally, having a small business myself, I realize that we need to have the basic needs of Maderans met. And sometimes big business will meet those needs. And for me, anytime we can keep people here shopping locally, they're going to frequent the small business more. If they're in Fresno getting their basic needs, they're not going to eat at our Madera Full of Bowl, they're going to eat at the Fresno Full of Bowl. They're not going to pick up a Madera Papa Murphy's pizza, they're going to pick up a Fresno Papa Murphy's pizza and take it home. So when you have the ability to meet the needs of your community, and granted, right now the big box store is where people shop, and they go to Fresno to shop them right now. So bringing in some big business like that will actually benefit the small business in the long run.
I have a question regarding the gangs in Madera, and it continues to grow, and I just wonder what your opinion on how to address the gang problem in Madera.
Gangs are obviously a big problem, not just in Madera, but everywhere. You know, we have on the History Channel even has a program called Gangland, and it's becoming glorified as though it's just something that we can accept as part of the culture. And I think where we need to focus on, we have our police are doing a very good job right now in getting them off the streets, but at some point we need to make sure that we cut it off at the pass. We make sure that we're directing our youth into a different direction. That's where we're going to actually, we can save money. If we just have to send all of them to jail, our jails are already crowded enough as it is. So we need to make sure that we have healthy, positive solutions for kids that maybe, you know, not all of them wanted to be gang members. Some of them, that's just what they had to do. I mean, it's just growing up in an area where that's the norm, and they feel they have to adhere to that. We have to give them options that there are other things to do, and you know, one thing, the greatest social program is a good paying job. So making sure that we have opportunities for the kids to work, play, learn, so that they don't get into the gangs, and we have to hit them young.
About what compelled you to run for city council in the first place, and what will you bring to the council?
I decided to run for city council. Growing up, I've always seen you know, positive change through our elected officials and our community leaders. I've worked closely with them for years and years and years, and both when I was in high school and then coming back. I've always wanted to be part of the community. The reason I moved back from Southern California, I lived 10 feet away from my closest neighbor, and then probably 10 feet away from my next closest neighbor, and 20 feet from my next closest neighbor. I didn't know a single one of their names. There was no sense of community. It was all, you know, me in my car. And so I moved back, and as soon as I came back, it was almost like everybody knew my name, and I was getting back and talking to people. And then after starting my family, and I was seeing, you know, okay, Madera is going in a very, very positive direction, but there needs to be some new blood to it. There needs to be a new perspective, and I believe I have that perspective, and seeing where Madera is growing too. You know, I'm not completely set in my ways because I'm still, you know, I'm still in the beginning of my professional and family life, and it's important for me to get involved now so that Madera goes where I think it really can. You know, like we talk about the Vision 2025, my kids will be 18 and 17 when that's finished. So I'd say, yeah, I have a very vested interest in making sure that that's carried out. I think as your councilman, that what I bring to the table is the ability to see things from different angles, to bridge gaps, to reach across the table and have healthy, open dialogue with everybody on the council and make that positive change for Madera that it needs. And that being said, that's why I decided to run, and that's why I hope you all support me on November 2nd for City Council. Thank you very much.